I can give you the detail of the book. And I've got so many comments. I've tried to reply also on that hypothesis. So, now I come next. That is genetics. I take the smallest part as in the Karm Sharir we know that is Chatusparshi. Still now, as Munishi has told, still now the scientist has not went up to in the depth up to the karmic body. They have gone to the Tejasri by the aura, Carlian theory, and they have taken photos. But the day when the photos of the karmic load, this karmic body will be taken, we will be quite clear to that. Still now, we have to presume the things. So I am taking the genetic science. The smallest part is the shell. In our body, 100 trillion cells are there, 100 trillion cells. I here cite the example that in the whole world, there is population of the 7 Arab only. And where in our body, 100 trillion cells are there. And they are working homeostatic. Means they are so disciplined that they do in a very disciplined way in the body, and body remains healthy. To my students so many times, I quote this also, that we should always try to have the peaceful coexistence as our shells are having such coexistence in the body. And such a permanent or perfect order is there in the body. So, in the shell, there is a center is there that is called nucleus. In the nucleus, say, take the example of the we people. For a man, I have just started. 2 minutes. Anyway, so anyway, in the cells, so definitely I am to be disciplined. So within the 2 minutes I will tell, chromosomes are there. In the chromosomes, 46 chromosomes. In the 46 chromosomes there are in the shell of a man, 23 of father, 23 of mother, out of which 22 pairs are similar. But one is from sexual point of view, X plus X and Y, you know everything. So that way, the shell contains the chromosomes. In the chromosomes, genes are there. Genes are made of DNA, and DNA is made of building blocks, which is the most important. What the building we construct with the bricks. So building block is ACTTG. These are the building blocks, and wonderful thing, equality. The talk of Munishis of equality, I tell you, equality lies here. ATGC is common for all, 84 lakh you may, same genetic codes are there. But the mutations of these codes, their pairs when they change. Here lies the Sankraman theory of the karma. So I have caught the Sankraman theory. Acharya Mahapragya has told that the theory of the Sankraman is the change of the karmas, it is own nature. Similarly, genes can be changed. Genes transplantation, gene therapy, and stem cells, so many things are there. So actually, I will have to escape so many things. So I am coming to the comparison, very short comparison of this karma, and our genes are there, as I have told. So this starts from here, chromosome number 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, characteristics, defined characteristics, Uttar Prakriti we know. And genetics has clearly defined. And in the mapping of the genes, every gene has been characterized. And so many researches are now going on, and every day new things are coming out of that. Even then, whatever the characteristics there, you can just read it, because if I read again, time is not there.
Now I invite Mr. Rajnikant Patel, oh, there you are, of the Holistic Science Charitable Research Foundation in Pennsylvania, USA. to deliver his speech on the very important subject of the biological laws of nature and karma.
My greetings to oneness to all everybody. Puja Muniji, co-chairman, namaskar. Holistic inner science is the science of our own life and living in harmony with natural laws, natural regulatory systems, and universe as a whole. My discussion points, my time is limited. I'll try to hit just major points on what is nature, charge, discharge karma, what is my choice in discharge karma, is it possible to stop binding karmas, what is the science of Bhava, and two principles of bhavanas and 9 divine conduct bhavanas. What is nature? Albert Einstein says, look into nature and then you'll understand everything much better. What is nature? Is nothing but scientific circumstantial evidence. Its function is to accumulate and disperse circumstantial evidence in a scientific way. Who feeds in the data? It is us through our bhavanas. Who gets in return? We get it. How do we get it? We get scientifically. Now we are all sitting in this auditorium. Who brought us together? Nature and its natural regulatory system. Based on what? We had a common projection or bow. I had some bow of sharing and you had the bow of listening. That is how nature brought us together. I made tea, or am I an instrument making tea? What is the correct from nature's viewpoint? I will not answer that. I'll leave that to you. Simple rule of nature, positivity gives positive result and negativity gives negative result. How many times do I ask, do we break this golden rule? Nature is always helpful to those who live in harmony with nature. Biological laws of nature, it provides needs of all living creatures. What we feed in, we get it back. Holistic scientist says, what is the innate quality of nature? It keeps everything in balance. And what is the nature of man? To imbalance everything. How many times, may I ask, in a day or in a week, do we imbalance our own body? You can answer your question yourselves. What is karma? Probably we are considering that what is happening outside my mind, speech, and body are karmas. But are they really karmas or they have effect of karmas? What is Newton's third law of motion? Karmas have two principal parts, cause and effect, or charge and discharge, like Muniji had alluded to earlier. What is the science of charge karma? One side we have the pure soul with its characteristic, other side we have a matter with its characteristic. As Chetan and matter comes together, extra special properties develop. And what are they? I am the name bearer. I am the doer. Ego, along with anger, greed, pride, deceit, attachment and aversion, and prakriti as a whole. How long does this charging occur? It happens as long as I am the doer. What happens to the effect? According to the Bhava, molecules are charged and stored over the various areas of pure consciousness, which is the inner computer, and is being transmitted to the outer computer, which is our natural regulatory system. I'll give you some examples of charge karma. We are all sitting in this auditorium. Is it the effect of the past karma? Yes. Now, are we charging new karma? Yes. Somebody thought, oh, I came here to pass time, or I was forced to come here. So that's blocking future learning. Somebody says, I want to learn or do something, and that's create future opportunity to learn. One gives money in donation and thinks, I do not want to give more. One has little money but have a vow to give more. In either case, nature would help in giving their desired fruits. I am a doctor. I see some other rich chartered accountant and I have a vow to become a chartered accountant. To seeing the life of a monk, I would like to be a monk. A lady is passing by a shop and sees a beautiful sari. There's nothing wrong in lady looking at the sari and appreciate beauty. But the problem is the illusion that arises, which is the charging point. There's nothing wrong in eating and enjoying the best foods and desserts. But if the taste of the food lingers on, that is charging. Conversely, if you do have a vow that you do not like certain food, then you'll be charged, and in future that will be you will be unable to like it. What is discharge karma? Our current existence in the human form is a discharge. In our past life, we are charged for a human birth, which is now discharging. The Lord does not object to any aspect of discharging, but the state of your meditation, where you are in the discharge process, is a key and is very important. That is Bhav, an inner state of being of Artha, Raudra, Dharma, and Shukla Dhyan. Somebody calls me an idiot. I say I'm no good. My first reaction would be to show my integrity and try to find. That is Artha and Raudra Dhyan. On the second thought, if my intention internally I rationalize, I don't know, I'm not an idiot, I'm good for something, why should I do anything, but I want to amicably resolve the solution, that's Dharma Dhyan. This is the state of Dharma Dhyan that Lord is talking about. This is the right understanding. Holistic scientist says, adjust everywhere for your own good. If you suffer, then it's your fault, so avoid clashes. Discharge karma example, how suffering or disease comes into existence. Wherever I have inflicted something in whatever forms with other living being, some or other effects will come because those atoms are evidently charged. But how does the body function? It is the subtle molecular configuration which gives ready to give results at a particular time. Then there's a disarrangement in the body and the disease comes. Now, am I helpless in my discharge? No, absolutely not, because you have your free will. Do the circumstances make you happy or unhappy? No way. It is your vision to look at the circumstances to be happy or no happy. That's why Vitrak Vignan says, by right understanding, everything can be resolved, and wrong understanding will result in unhappiness and lots of puzzles. That is why Mahavir Bhagwan taught his disciples to see benefits and positivity in every situation. Therefore, always look for a positive in the negative and convert an unfavorable situation in a favorable situation. Where do charge karmas and discharge karma happen? Charge karma happens in the middle of the mind, and discharge karma happens in the heart. Is it possible to stop binding on new karmas? Definitely yes. Yes, by eliminating the two pillars of the wrong beliefs. What are the wrong beliefs? I am the mind, body, speech, and I am the doer. Why do not these thinkers realize and the realized ones bind karmas? This was the first question asked by Dr. Sailesh Mehta, whom you heard yesterday, and the answer given by the holistic scientists was because they have no ego. What is egoism? I am the bearer, name bearer, I am the doer is the basis of egoism in the terms of scriptures. The crux of changing our ego vow is the two principal bhavnas together with the 9 divine codes of conduct along with alochana, pratikram and pratyakam. This is the science of bhav. We do not ask you to change behavior forcefully, but start changing by right understanding. This is the most significant and easy practical aspect through holistic science. There is much research going on throughout thoughts, mindfulness, and decision. They all show that if thoughts are changed, they will become effect in your lives. Two principal bhavnas, let my mind, speech, body not hurt any living being in the world, even to the slightest extent, and let them to be used for obliging and make others happy. I aspire to know who I am. For that, I earnestly wish to meet and experience enlightened Gnani Purush, with whose grace and guidance I can attain it. 9 divine codes of conduct, so bhavnas. This is the essentials of holy scriptures as practiced and revealed by the self-realized experience, holistic science, M. Patel. I won't go through all of them. I will just summarize that. You have to pray earnestly, not to not to hurt anybody's ego, or not to hurt any foundation of any religion. not to utter adverse things of any preachers, monks, or teachers, not to dislike or hate anyone, not to speak harsh language, not to have any sensuality toward any genders, not to eat excessive food and to have balanced food, not to offend or show disrespect to any living, non-living, present or absent being, and last but least, be an instrument in welfare of the world, starting with myself. My tribute to the two holistic scientists, Mr. M. Patel and Mr. Kanu Patel, and nature is nothing else but the echo of man. The whole world is the echo of one's own. It is a result of the former projection. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So if Mr. Praveen Bhai Shah still happens to walk in, let him come quickly. But I hope we'll see him another time. Karma is a very important subject. Yesterday somebody was comparing the law of karma to the law of gravity, because he said gravity is universal, karma is universal as gravity. But I think that karma is even more universal than gravity, because it is the ultimate law of the universe that applies to the physical universe, also to the non-physical universe. Mr. Tata referred to that, and also to ethics. And is nothing, no solar system, no universe is exempt from that universal law, and goes down to atoms and the smallest creatures. So I think in future we might spend more attention to this. I really think that the law of karma is the greatest spiritual jewel given by the East to the world at large. And of course, Jainism has a special impact, a special explanation of karma. Now, as long as your hunger for spiritual message is larger than the hunger of your stomach, we can spend 10 minutes asking questions to the various speakers. So I invite you now to come with a few short questions.
Dr. Tagde, it was a pleasure reading your book, sir. It really highlights, I've gone through your book. So there were a couple of questions. You highlighted 24 chromosomes, whereas the human body has 23. Can you explain the 24th one, please? And my second question is regarding genetic mutation. So since you're relating it to Sankraman, according to Karma Granth, Sankraman happens within the same Uttar Prakriti of one karma. Say for Jnana Varnya Karam, it will happen within the 5 Uttar Prakritis. But how will the genetic code for different organisms differ on the basis of Sankraman then? Because it doesn't cross the boundary of the 8 different types of karma prakritis. So I would like you to help me on that, please.
Actually, this is a hypothesis. So I have taken the characteristic from both the sides. Uttar Prakriti characteristic very defined, and the genes, each genes, they have very well defined the characteristic of each gene is there. If you go through about hundreds of the genes, their characteristic decide that it keeps the history of the past life. That means then by knowing the characteristic that it keeps the history of the past lives, I have presumed it, taken the hypothesis, it is related to the Ayushya karma. This is one example. So for the genes characteristic quite clear. Or I came to know that this characteristic resembles. What are the characteristics of Uttar Prakriti? There you keep both the things at one point, and when you join them, you will come to some conclusion, and ultimately this is a hypothesis.
So I understand that karma, pudgal and genetics, in terms of genes, they have many similarities. My question is specifically regarding genetic mutation. Since you're saying that genetic mutation is similar to karma sankraman, And Sankraman, according to Karma Granth, only happens within the same Prakriti's Uttar Prakriti.
Yeah.
So my question to you, sir, is how do different organisms have different features on the basis of genetic mutation and Sankraman? So I just want to understand that.
Actually,
ask you-
this
I ask you to
Sankraman,
give,
this I have also compare with within the limits, the same nature of the karma, and here the genes, this both are the matter particles. One is related to the karmic body, which is very subtlest, and another is from the gross body. So the genes which are giving are the nature. I have also compared the natures within the limits. Not that this Kshopsam and all the things. Because Kshopsam is the characteristic of the soul.
I see some back there and
Good afternoon, sir. It was a wonderful session. I have a question for Dr. Subhash Jain. Good afternoon, sir. So your model was very innovative, but how are you going to put figures in that equation, sir? For example, Mo. How are you going to put a quantitative figure to that equation?
I think if you remember my slides, I assumed there are 28 Prakriti of Mohiniyakar. So I know if I go from first Gurasthan to second or third, fourth, the number of Uttar Prakriti will keep decreasing. So in the first Gurasthan, I lose 4 Uttar Prakriti. So that's why I computed this number. So this 86% I computed, divide 24 divided by 28. So at the end of first Gurasthan, I will have 86% karmic load.
Means you are going to put figures in terms of percentage?
Yeah,
In
right.
the equation?
There is no way, I can't even find unit
Yeah.
for more. I don't know how many miles per hour or whatever unit I want to use. So there is no way I can use some units. So I have compared, I normalize these equations and I normalize my load with the load of the Nagodia gene. So I have everything in normalized fashion. These are just numbers. So,
thank
I will
you.
so that's the advantage I have.
one more question. We have 4 minutes left.
I have a question to the holistic scientist. I don't know his name. Dada Shri.
Holistic scientist.
From A.M. Patel, who was, yeah. I have a question to you that, for example, you say that by right attitude, by right sort of thinking, you can be happy. But again, that right thinking or the samyak gyan is also again dependent on karma. So I think it's totally, it's for example, if I am right now, for example, if I am, for example, poor, one would say कि in Purva Bhav I did something bad. Okay, why did I do bad? Because I had bad thoughts. Why did I have bad thoughts? Again, one would say you had mithyatva. Why did I have mithyatva? Again, that is karma. So ultimately, where does free will lie? From I was put into nigod with lot of karmas. Now I am expected to get rid of that karma. So I don't get the point.
When there is a discharge, okay, then you have a free will what you want to. I give you an example that if somebody calls me an idiot, I have the free will